All right, good afternoon, traders. Today is October 23rd, 2025. My name is John Carignan. I am the lead instructor here at the BYOB Trading Room. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you, everybody out there in podcast land, digital land, cyber land. Thank you, all of you, for sharing my content, subscribing to my content, following the content, liking the content, and leaving kind words. Appreciate that. Love that. Special shout out to all the members in the room. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your subscriptions. I don't take that for granted. Try to provide actionable, profitable content every single day. All right, let's drill down. Let's look at the markets. I got one announcement before I get started. And I will leave a link in the description. Hit and Run Candlesticks is going to have an open house October 28th, 2025 from 8:45 to 4:15. He's going to do live charts and targets video. He's going to do get ready for trading video. He's probably going to do road to wealth update and how to manage it and how he wants to manage it. This is Rick Sadler, the founder of Hit and Run Candlesticks. He's going to do a 3/8 trap workshop. That's huge. Rounded bottom breakout workshop. That's huge. Modified pinball setup. That's the workshop. That's huge. He's going to have a lunch break, and then he's going to take questions, more charts for the following day, and then he's going to take questions until the market closed. All right, so if you want to attend, scan this QR box, all right, with your smartphone, and when the pop-up comes, click the pop-up. It'll open up a link in your browser. You'll need to fill out the registration form, all right? We will email you credentials to get into the room and instructions on how to get into the room. If you do not get the email within a day or so, chances are it's in your spam folder. Please check your spam folder, all right? So this is free to attend. All you got to do is get registered. That's all it takes, okay? Anytime there's free learning out there, I encourage everybody to take advantage of it. So Road to Wealth workshop on the 28th. Take advantage of the free learning from Rick, all right? Great guy. Talk to you guys. Start the day. All right, so today we traded a continuation of the 10-minute uptrend that left off yesterday on the SPY. Same on the QQQ. All right, 10-minute uptrend that left off from yesterday. QQQ, nice 10-minute uptrend. Lasted almost all day until the last 30 minutes. Okay, QQQ and SPY. So not really a downtrend. It is kind of hanging over. I'm going to call it bullish consolidation more than a downtrend because we're up over VWAP, and you can see the position that it's in. It's just moving. It's lateral move to the right here. So QQQ, SPY, bullish consolidation into the close. All in all, they got hung up here right on this latitude right there. So on the 2-hour chart, we have 2-hour uptrend. What's my favorite trade? QQQ or SPY, 10-minute uptrend over VWAP that resides inside, yes, you got it, the 2-hour uptrend that resides inside the daily uptrend, inside the weekly uptrend, inside the monthly uptrend. Okay, why the 10-minute uptrend? I got all those bigger time frames, the 2-hour, the daily, the weekly, the monthly, supporting my little 10-minute uptrend, making it last longer and go further, okay? So let's take a look at that SPY 2-hour chart, 2-hour uptrend. You can see the candlesticks riding up on top of the 3. The 3 is up on top of the 8. You've got daylight between the 3 EMA and the 8 EMA. All three of those, okay, candlesticks, 3 EMA, 8 EMA riding right up on top of the 17 EMA. That's those green dots right there. So 2-hour uptrend. All right, let's take a look at the 10-minute uptrend. You can see beautiful 10-minute uptrend on both QQQ and SPY. You can see daylight between the 3 and the 8 all day long until the final I guess the final hour or the final 30 minutes right there. Again, bullish consolidation on SPY and QQQ on the 10-minute chart. On the daily chart, we've got higher low, higher high on SPY, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. If we look at this with the quad line, okay, so here's the pullback low, and it actually came down this low. Up here, this is the bullish 1/3, the green box. This is the neutral box right here, the yellow one, and this is the bearish box down here. Okay, notice price did not spend much time in the bearish box. They just kind of got here and left immediately, got here and left immediately, okay? We've got 4 days now booked on top of inside the bullish territory. Notice this day closed in there, quickly lost it. This day tried to break in there, couldn't quite make it. Following day made it up in here into the bullish territory. That's the upper third up here, okay? So there's SPY on the daily chart. Okay, SPY is in an uptrend, and I'll zoom way, way out, okay? And you can see we're up here in quadrant 4. That's bullish and in an uptrend. See up here, quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4, bullish and in an uptrend right up there. Okay, QQQ. Okay, well, let me just visit the other two. Okay, weekly, obviously still in an uptrend. Monthly, bullish and in an uptrend right there. QQQ. QQQ monthly, bullish and in an uptrend. Weekly, you can see the green dots. You can see the 3 EMA riding up on top of the 8 EMA. All over the 17 EMA. See the green dots. Bullish and in an uptrend on the weekly chart. Daily chart, bullish and in an uptrend. Top of quadrant 4. That's bullish up there. And knocking on the door of the all-time highs. Okay, 3 or 4 days in a row like that. That's QQQ daily chart. All right, and we did the 2 hour. I showed you that was in an uptrend coming into the close. All right, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. I bet possible. I don't think they're going to gap up because it'd be an all-time high. We'll see what they do overnight. I like to see some more consolidation over to the right. Hopefully some consolidation on top of overnight consolidation. That would be a beautiful thing. So there's QQQ. All right, notice both SPY and QQQ are up over their all-time high anchored VWAPs. That's bullish up there. Okay, let's take a look at daily chart. Let's take a look at Diamond Dow. Okay, Diamond Dow putting in an inside. The low is 464.48, 464.58. Inside day. Lower high, higher low, closing over a bullish trap, over the 17, over the 17 EMA right there. This actually needs to get moved up to here, not over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Okay, so in an uptrend and bullish, top of quadrant 4, that's bullish and in an uptrend. Diamond Dow. IWM still. They got themselves in a downtrend right here. Okay, they made a lower low. So IWM in a downtrend that's not moving down. At the top of quadrant 4 or near the middle of quadrant 4, that's bullish. And in a downtrend that's not moving down. Nice candle today. Higher low, higher high. Closing over bullish cross. Over the 17 EMA. Okay, so again, bullish. And in a downtrend that's not moving down. So there's IWM. Let's take a look at FNGU. This is the most important one right here. All right, lower high, so an inside day. Higher low, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Still holding the higher ground up here, traders. This is bullish, top of quadrant, middle of quadrant 4. That's bullish. And not in an uptrend. It's in a downtrend that's not moving down. Okay, that's FNGU. Let's take a look at gold. All right, gold putting in a higher low, higher high, closing under a bearish trap, but over the 17 EMA, middle of quadrant 4. That is bullish and still in an uptrend. Okay, you can have candles can move down in an uptrend. It's called a pullback. Okay, so gold still in an uptrend and having a pullback right now. Still in an uptrend, quadrant 4. That's still bullish. Let's take a look at silver. Silver is a higher low, higher high, closing under a bearish trap, under the 17 EMA, still in an uptrend, up in the middle of quadrant 4. All right, that's bullish. I'll zoom way out. You can see it. Okay, from this low to this high, that's bullish and still in an uptrend, just not moving up. Okay, so pullback in the uptrend. That's silver. USO, I got to tell you, in the pre-market, USO is way up there. Okay, USO, higher low, higher high. Wow, what a rocket ride. Closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Still in the neutral territory, but not in an uptrend yet. Okay, they got to take out this high right there. Okay, they couldn't quite make it. Yeah, I see daylight between the crosshairs and the touch up there. So USO still neutral, and in a downtrend that's not moving down, steep pullback coming within pennies of converting the downtrend into an uptrend there. Okay, USO. All right, let's take a look at UNG. UNG still in a downtrend. They haven't made a higher high yet. UNG got looked like an outside day today, closing over a bullish trap over this wavy 17 EMA. Bottom of quadrant 4, downtrend for UNG still, and bearish on UNG. Let's take a look at our technicals. T2101. Again, the market moved up and we got increased participation. Like that, absolute breadth increased and participation increased and the market moved up. All right, so breadth moved up and the market moved up. That's a good sign. Okay, as long as we can hold this type of participation, that would be great. So there's T2101, T2122. We came out of, we were in the buyer's chop zone, and we made a visit in the buy zone. Bears threw us out. We made some higher lows and came back and visited the buy zone one more time. Bears threw us out once again. Again, making a higher low right here. So T2122. Maybe we could see ourselves up in the buy zone tomorrow. We'll see. Bulls having a hard time getting it up there. All right, so it's not been easy for them with this extensive uptrend that we've had. I think there's a lot of people out there that feel like this is the end because it's gone on so long. How can it go on any further? Let me tell you, people, after the Great Depression, those uptrends can go for years and years. Okay? Years and years after the Great Depression. Okay? Just letting you know, these uptrends can keep going. Okay? T2123. Got some highs right here, and we made higher highs, so that puts us in an uptrend. We finally transitioned over the top of this falling 200 SMA. We're still from the picture of the all-time low to the pullback, all-time high to the pullback low. We are still in the lower third, so still kind of neutral right here. Not in neutral territory, but we're in bearish territory. But because we're up here in the 3-bar chart, you can see it clearly. Okay, because we're in quadrant 1, 2, 3. See, we're in quadrant 4, but we're in the bottom of the pullback low, and we've transitioned over the top of that 200. So on T2123 15-minute chart. So 15 is in an uptrend, and it's kind of sitting on the bearish territory right there. Okay, so Like to see it break out of here. Okay, it's been here way too long. It's been here since the 13th. Okay, and we're now in the 23rd right now. So it's been 10 days. You stay here too long and you're looking at a bear flag, and the next move is to the downside. Okay, so we need to get the heck out of here. All right, back into the neutral zone. They've had a tough time getting it back up over there. As you can see, this price action right here, the slope or the pitch of this low up to the high does not look like this. Okay, that's what bulls look like. Okay, this looks more like the sloth. Okay, so just having a tough time making some higher highs here. 15 is in an uptrend. I'd like to see it make another higher high than that right there. Okay, we'll see what happens. That's the 15-minute chart. It's in an uptrend currently. All right, 3-bar chart. 3-bar chart still in a downtrend. Okay, because we got some lows here and we got some lows here. So still in a downtrend. So we got lower lows. That puts us in a downtrend. Price action for the 3-bar chart is not over the 200 SMA. We are still knocking on the underside of it right here. And you can see price action still in the upper quadrant 4. That's bullish up there. But in a downtrend. All right. The nice thing is it's not moving down yet, but we are putting in an extensive 10-day bear flag here. Okay. If we linger too long down here, holders are going to give up hope and they're going to begin selling. All right. Selling off. Okay. So we need to make a move and at least climb back into the neutral territory, or at least get back up over the 200 SMA. Okay, so there's T21, 23, 3-bar chart. FNGU holding the higher ground today over the bullish trap. Over the bullish gap. Okay, so we had a bull gap. All right, the bears couldn't fill it, but note the holding the higher ground up here over the 200. That's good. We did not fill the bearish gap from the day before. Okay, so that's not so good. All right, holding the higher ground is good. Okay, that part's good, but we should have filled that gap. Okay, should have filled that gap today. Not sure what the problem is, but that bearish gap should have got filled. Bullish gap is still open, and I've got a bearish gap still open. Good news, we're on the north side of the fading 200 SMA here. Okay, so all in all, you can see price moves up and over to the right, holding here for 2 months. All right, or a month and a half up here, holding the higher ground. So need to have a breakout. Been hovering here. Like to see a breakout. If we don't have a breakout, all I see is SPY just kind of just slowly drifting, melting. I'd rather see them do a hard pullback, pick up some spinach, some red meat, some mustard, all right, and get the energy to come back up and make some new all-time highs. There's FNGU. Maybe they're a little tired. Okay, so that's the 15-minute. In an uptrend, let me see. There's a high right there. Yeah, we made a higher high, so we're in an uptrend on FNGU on the 15-minute chart. Angel says something, and then he was speaking to text, okay? And that's it right there, okay? So how did I trade today? Not a bad day, okay? I made these gains right here, and I will go back to my chart, and I don't know if this helps anybody, but I'm going to do it anyway. Here we go. Okay, 5-minute, 10-minute chart. All right, so what I traded today was this 10-minute uptrend. Okay, stayed in it all day, just banging away. Okay, after 2 o'clock, between 12 and noon, I like to get out of my 0 DTEs and roll them out to 1 DTEs. Okay, just saying for tomorrow. So you can see I rolled out. Okay, so price was a 10-minute uptrend over VWAP, which was my favorite trade inside of a 2-hour uptrend, inside of a daily uptrend, and all of this over the all-time high anchored VWAP right there. So you can see all I did was make sure my 10-minute uptrend is there, and I fan out sell orders up top, and I fan out buy orders underneath, and I let price run into the two of them. Okay, run into the sell net, gives me profits. Run into the buy net, helps me reload. That's all I do. So I made 220 on this one. Okay, you can see runs into the buy net. All right, and then runs into the sell net, and it helps me unload up there. Okay, so same 220 there. 500 on this one. Again, buying the dip right here and selling the breakout right there. Okay, those are 0 DTE 672s. These are the 673s. These are the 675s. Again, buying the dip and selling the top of the candles right there. Okay, on some 680 calls, made 1600 there. Again, buying the lows of those option candles and selling the highs up there. Okay, so that's it. And then lost $14. I rolled these out to pick up some Intel for 3950 calls right here. Okay, so I rolled these out and took the loss, the $14 loss, to take some 3950 calls. That's it. And I got some calls right there. Managed to sell some off into the highs and reloading into the dip here on SPY. So that's it for me for today. Okay, I won't be here tomorrow. Okay, so wish everybody well. All right, I'll try to provide the game plans. All right, and the summary. All right. 1 DTE. You could do 1 DTE or whatever the Friday is. Like, let's say it's Wednesday, you would pick the 2-day if it was Wednesday. If it was Thursday, you'd pick the 1 DTE that expires Friday, the Friday option, if you don't want to do zeros. Okay, I like those. You don't. I mean, the zeros give you a lot more movement, but they also give you a lot of decay. So do the ones. Yeah. Kind of just best to pick them up in the morning. All right, so that's it for me. I'll see you guys probably in a week. All right, everybody have a wonderful evening. CBOE, not sure about. They're having a conversation there. Yeah, in a week. Yeah, and I'll be back next week. Yep. All right, everybody. Everybody have a beautiful evening. Thank you for hanging out with me. I wish you all luck next week. Thank you.